Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Ken Rogers. On this week's program, Erika Poppelreiter talks with the founder and CEO of HitchPin, Trevor McKeeman. He's taking the ag industry by storm by using technology to improve the ways farmers and ranchers can work together. We also have features from Kansas Corn, Kansas Wheat, and the Kansas Farm Bureau, along with our weekly updates from the Kansas Livestock Association and market information from Pinion.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Kansas Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farm and ranch families since 1919, KFB.org. And the Kansas Wheat Commission, lending in the adoption of profitable innovations from wheat, online at kswheat.com.
And agricultural news from agview.net. Kansas farm real estate value, a measurement of the value of all land and buildings on farms, decreased from 2019. That according to USDA's National Ag Statistics Service. Farm real estate value for 2020 averaged $1,900 an acre, down $60 an acre or 3% from last year. Cropland values decreased 4% from last year to $2,080 an acre. Now dryland cropland value averaged $1,970 an acre. That's $80 lower than a year ago. Irrigated cropland value $3,270 an acre, $50 below a year ago, and pasture land $1,370 an acre, $20 lower than the previous year. Now cash rents paid to landowners for cropland mixed from last year. Irrigated cropland rent averaged $129 an acre, $1 above a year ago. Dryland crop rent $56 an acre. It was also $1 lower than the year earlier. Pasture rented for cash averaged $19.50 an acre, 50 cents above the previous year. Well, USDA has added additional commodities to the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. USDA also extended the deadline now to September 11th for producers to apply for the program, a request by ag organizations to do that. This change allows USDA to review more than 1,700 responses from the public. The announcement to expand the type of specialty crops covered under the program, as well as liquid eggs, frozen eggs, and all sheep and aquaculture and horticulture products as well. Farm groups like the American Farm Bureau and others did request the changes in a recent letter to Secretary Perdue. This coalition cited the low number of participants and that roughly half of the nearly $16 billion of aid still available. And Raj Khalsa has been selected to lead K-State's Department of Agronomy beginning in January of next year. For the last 21 years, he's been on the faculty of the Department of Soil and Crop Science at Colorado State University, where he leads a thriving, globally recognized research, teaching, and education program in precision agriculture for extension. He's co-authored more than 100 referred journal articles, book chapters, extension publications, proceedings, as well as other publication. The Department of Agronomy in K-State is among one of the leading departments at the College of Agriculture at the university level in total research expenditures as well as extramural awards annually. Research, teaching, and extension programs in the department link directly to key crops of economic importance to Kansas. Well, more on these and other ag news at agview.net. Stay with us.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Livestock Association, supporting members' business interests and meeting consumer demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. And Kansas Corn, building the future at kansascorn.com.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
I'm Erika Poppelreiter here, and today we're meeting with Trevor McKeeman, who is the founder and CEO of HitchPin. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So just for the folks who are out there watching, tell us a little bit about who HitchPin is, what you do, and just give us the background there.
Sure. Well, so HitchPin is a marketplace for ag products and services. We're based in Manhattan, Kansas. And, if there was any interest in sort of building this world-class company to help farmers, we wanted to do it I grew up, I'm a Kansas farm kid, and we wanted to do it here in this state.
And so you guys have been known, right, for being in the hay market, but that's not necessarily true today. So tell us what services you offer. Yes,
we started with hay, and that really came from our background. My folks farm in Dickinson County, and there were times when it was hard to sell hay, and there were other times when we had went really fast. So we started with hay sales, which is a giant market. We have expanded dramatically. So that went into harvest services, so swathing, raking, and baling, but also corn and wheat and soybeans. All those harvesting services can be done. And then we've now gotten into things like livestock and specialty services, so earth moving and tree clearing. And we get requests every day to add something new to the marketplace, and so that has expanded dramatically.
So just to make sense of everything and to kind of boil it all down, what do people do when they have a service that they're looking for, or they have a product to offer? Do they go to a website? Do they get an app? Like, what's that situation?
Sure. Yeah. And, I look at it as you've got producers out there. It's really pretty tough times in agriculture. And so, all this equipment that was purchased when when commodity prices were good, now it's hard to monetize that and make payments on it. So producers that want to pick up more income can go to the app, and they can say, I want to list my service, or I want to list my product. And that whole process takes about 60 seconds or maybe a couple minutes to list that service or product. And then the farmer or the consumer that is looking to buy that product or service can go through very quickly, find it. They know exactly where it is on the map. And then I think, the part of HitchPin that I think is really valuable for producers is we escrow the payment between the buyer and the seller. So if you're looking to buy hay and I'm selling, the moment that we agree to do the transaction, we actually have the money sitting in escrow, so both sides are protected. And that sort of payment innovation is a big deal. So it's easier to find things, it's easier to get paid, and then it's easier to settle up at the end.
Well, that sounds really exciting and interesting, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about what we're seeing now that we're in a pandemic, and we'll do that right back after, we get back from our commercial. So stay tuned.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. And agview.net, serving the Beef Belt and Western Corn Belt with reliable and relevant agriculture information. agview.net.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Again, we're here with Trevor McKeeman, who is the founder and CEO of HitchPin. Yeah. And one of the things that I want to talk about is some of the differences or changes that you have seen in your business. With that being said, I think we see a lot about consumer behaviors and where they're buying their products, and they're changing behaviors in the midst of COVID. And so I just want to know, are we seeing that in the agricultural industry too?
Yeah, I believe we are seeing it in the ag space, and in Kansas for sure. We actually saw this trend, I think, before COVID happened. So, the idea that the generation that is coming onto the farm right now, they're used to ordering things off their phone. They shop on Amazon. They compare prices. This is a generation that is used to this kind of digital technology, and so we started building knowing about that, right? And my father's 72, and he's flipping through looking at this stuff. So that was that was a good indicator that says this is where farming's going. And then I think COVID has only accelerated that process. So we heard very early on from some producers that say, hey, our supply chain has been shut down on the specialty crops, kind of in the specialty crops area in Kansas. Can you please start offering these things so we can sell them directly to consumer? And that actually accelerated our plan. We were planning to do that, but it made it happen faster. And I think long term, there are some structural changes that this is going to have. I think we would have got there anyway. And I think COVID just made it happen in a matter of 6 months versus, several years.
So from services to, hey, you're now getting some wild card requests, if you will, of things to continue to add to your platform. What are some of those products that you're now getting requests for?
Oh, I actually love it because when you build a really effective marketplace, it allows these things that are kind of hard to market to see the light of day. So, I mean, we've got rabbits for sale on the site now, and that we're in 30 some states. Our growth rate has been tremendous month on month. I just talked to a guy the other day that's listing bagging services for grain. So he can go in and hammer mill it and bag it so that it's ready basically for feed right out of the bag. And, that's a newer, bagging grain's been around, but this whole idea of having feed bagged for smaller producers versus the giant bunks, that's an innovation. He's got the equipment to do it, and this allows him to offer that service to others. So yeah, we're getting all kinds of we're selling beef now on the app and honey, and so yeah.
Well, that's certainly nice, because so many people were concerned about where to find meat, or the shelves were just empty. So it's nice to have those opportunities when the product is scarce.
Yeah, and with this, it's cool because you can see exactly where it was grown. You got a pin on the map, and it says, okay, this was raised in Wabunsee County, and you can directly communicate with the farmer that's producing it. And again, all the payment happens, and there's a rating system. So at the end of it, both sides rate each other, and what that does is it keeps the best producers on the app, the most reliable ones.
That's awesome. So if anybody is looking for a product or a service or has one to sell, where do they go?
Yeah, so HitchPin.com. And, I think about the HitchPin on the farm. I grew up farming, and that simple piece of steel is what connected the horsepower to the work to be done. And that's really what we are digitally. So HitchPin.com. And then we have an app for the iPhone, which is HitchPin Agriculture, if you search for that. They both work the same. And the whole posting process is very easy. By the way, we have free codes that your viewers can use. So 2020 free. If they put that in as they're creating a posting, there's zero transaction costs to use the app for this year. So anyway, we appreciate the feedback from farmers and trying to make it better, and this is our way of doing that, especially during pretty tough times in agriculture.
Certainly. Well, again, this is Trevor McKeeman joining us, and he's with HitchPin. Again, make sure you go visit that website and download the app.
All right. Hey, thank you very much.
Stay tuned. Oh, thank you. Stay tuned and we'll be back with more.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn. For livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
The spring and summer has presented lots of opportunities for us to change how we do business. Everyone is experiencing that as we go through COVID. And one of our largest cooperators is the U.S. Grains Council, who around the world is promoting exports of corn in all forms. This year, because of COVID, that went to be a virtual meeting. So we participated in the general sessions and the action teams. We've had several action team members from Kansas Corn. And then in this upcoming cycle, starting really in August of 2020, we're almost doubling the number of Kansas Corn representatives on action teams, studying opportunities in the Western Hemisphere, Mexico, very important to us, Asia, and the Middle East and Africa, which also Middle East and especially North Africa have long been mostly strong opportunities for corn, and we've had projects involved in that, because 1 in 3 rows of corn grown in Kansas is going to need to find an export out of the state and mostly out of the country to keep our market strong. We produced this great crop, and we're looking forward to continue working with Grains Council, but we experience how to participate virtually, vote virtually, and enter this new world of the virtual meetings with our friends.
When your college career begins, you'll have the opportunity to build upon your skills. One of those opportunities could be joining a collegiate Farm Bureau chapter. With programs at 19 2- and 4-year schools around the state, you can't go far without the possibility of joining a chapter. They provide opportunities to meet new friends and mentors, build leadership skills, and experience statewide events and gain eligibility for scholarships. Want to learn more? Visit www.kfb.org/collegiate.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
I'm Rick Schlender. I represent District 4 in the state of Kansas. It's 10 counties in south central Kansas. So I would encourage people to look into the mail-in ballots. A lot of the counties have sent information out. If they have not, you can check with your county and see about getting the mail-in ballot sent to you so you can make your vote count.
No one plans to get sick or injured, but when life happens, it's important you and your family are protected. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans are there to provide continued health care coverage to meet your needs. Choose from a broad range of individual and family plans. And if you're over 65, we have options for you too. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Wheat producers in Kansas and across the country came together in 1972 to create the Wheat Foods Council as a national nonprofit organization to promote the category of wheat-based foods. The Wheat Foods Council includes grain producers, millers and bakers, baking suppliers, and life science companies. Due to COVID-19 and the unforeseen circumstances we all faced, they are transitioning their content to be online. By creating short 1-minute videos with experts and infographic-style communications, they were able to get their point across in a very productive and fun way. As they grow their 800,000 viewers, their main target is personal trainers. Personal trainers have a reach that works as a direct impact on the clients. The clients then share what they've been doing with their personal trainer to their network, whether it be friends or family. When they started this collaboration in 2015, most personal trainers did not realize the nutritional value of carbohydrates, but over the years, Wheat Foods Council has noticed a huge turnaround on that. Wheat Foods Council also works with chefs who set the menus for restaurant chains and major international companies. One reason Wheat Foods Council chose to work with these influencers is because of their reach and followers, allowing them to impact many people. They partnered with a culinary institute to educate the chefs and inspire new items on their menus. More information about the Wheat Foods Council is available at wheatfoods.org.
Imagine turning soybean oil, used cooking oils, and waste animal fats into fuel so amazing it drives U.S. jobs and our economy forward. Learn more about biodiesel at americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers, farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Sand County Foundation, in partnership with Ranchland Trust of Kansas and the Kansas Association of Conservation Districts, has announced 3 finalists for the Kansas Leopold Conservation Award. Given in honor of renowned conservationist Aldo Leopold, the $10,000 award recognizes those who inspire others with their dedication to land, water, and wildlife. The finalists are Vance and Louise Emke of Healy, Josh and Gwen Hoy from Cedar Point, and Duane Roth of Manhattan. The Emkes conserve soil and water by experimenting with crops like triticale, a popular cattle feed that produces enough residue to protect fields from soil erosion. They have more than 50 playas that are used for research and education on their contribution to the Ogallala Aquifer. Additionally, the Emkes have hundreds of acres for migratory birds and pollinator habitat. The Hoy family rotationally graze their beef cattle to create grassland bird habitat. Partnerships with conservation groups have improved the local watershed and prevented development in the Flint Hills. They also have hosted educational events to promote the ecological value of controlled burns and the conservation of the tallgrass prairie. Duane Roth owns Big D Farms in Finney County, where cover crops are used to build soil health and combat wind erosion. He is one of Kansas's first water technology farmers. He tests new irrigation strategies that maintain crop production with reduced water usage. The 2020 award winner will be announced in November.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
I'm Mitch Dewar with Pinion, a division of K-Coe Isom. In the recent weeks, grains have been slowly slipping to the downside. With the corn growing season coming to an end and the beans looking good, it has been hard to get the markets excited about much. On Wednesday, August 12th, the USDA released their crop production and supply and demand report. The estimates on yield and production were expected to be higher than the July USDA numbers. The August numbers came out above the estimates, pegging corn yield at 181.8 and soybean yield at 53.5. This didn't catch anyone off guard, and the markets took the bearish news well, as both corn and soybeans ended the day in the green. Both live cattle and feeder cattle are back to pre-coronavirus levels. Daily slaughter numbers are up substantially and have been plugging away at the backlog of cattle on feed. Demand is overall very strong, and we have continued to see cash cattle prices slowly increase. 2020 has been a year for the books, and we still have a few cards to be dealt. We have all experienced the ups and downs of the markets and the emotions that go with it. This year has been especially trying and has continued to surprise us. If marketing your grain or livestock has been an area you are looking to improve, give us a call at 888-452-9751. My name is Mitch Dewar with Pinion, a division of K-Coe Isom.
Well, that's our show this week. Be sure to be social with us online at KansasAgReport.net or on Facebook, Kansas Ag Report Television Show, or on Twitter, Kansas Ag Report. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, how much rain will we get in August? Hopefully, all that we need. I'm Ken Rogers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.